Hi, this is Steve Solosky, the traveling professor, and today I'm going to give you a nice and easy tip for finding cheap airfares into Europe using Google Flights. If you've ever used Google Flights before, you know that this is what the screen looks like. It's going to ask you what type of flight you want, round trip, one way, or multi-city. In this case, we want a round trip, the number of passengers, and the service class. It's going to ask you the originating city, the destination city, and the dates that you want to fly. So let's say we're flying out of JFK today. We want to get to Europe on April 1st and return on the 15th. So I've set these parameters, but leaving out the destination city. Let's look what happens when we click the search button. And we'll move over to the Europe destinations. What Google Flights gives me is every single flight originating in New York, departing on April 1st and returning on April 15th. That's an amazing tool, if you ask me. And that's how to find the cheapest flight into Europe in its simplest form using Google Flights. We can further refine our search by putting in filters. One filter I'm going to put in are nonstop flights. So here are all the nonstop flights originating from New York, going into Europe, departing on April 1st and returning April 15th. We can even further refine our flights by selecting something like certain airlines only. The One World Airline Alliance, for instance, they consist of British Airways, American, Finnair, and Iberia. We can click that button, and there you have it. All the nonstop flights from New York into Europe, departing on April 1st and returning on April 15th. That's a pretty simple and useful tool on Google Flights that will help you find the cheapest flights into Europe. And I'd like to finish by giving you another tip that I use a lot. I like to fly premium economy class into Europe. I think it just gives me enough room and comfort so I can sleep on those overnight flights to Europe. I really can't do that on economy. You might be able to do it, but I can't. So this tool really helps me find the least expensive premium economy flight into Europe. Now, it may not be going to the exact city that I want to go to. For instance, my destination might be Paris, but if I select the filter Premium Economy, you can see that the premium economy flights into Spain are pretty inexpensive. Then what I can do is I can get an inexpensive flight from Madrid to Paris or whatever else my destination is. But I get that benefit of being able to fly premium economy overnight from the United States into Europe. Where you see even more significant differences is if you select business class flights. Now, a business class flight into Paris is $4,000. Into Milan, it's $5,000. But into Madrid or London, it's a lot less expensive. So you can get a business class flight into London, for instance, for $2,500 on One World, because that's one of the filters we've set is One World Airlines, and take an inexpensive flight or even take the Channel train over from London to Paris and still save a significant amount of money.